Hello my dear viewers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Malena and in this video I'm going to talk about how to maintain an irresistible fragrance throughout the day. So I will give you a lot of tips and tricks on how to smell like a lady or smell like a gentleman the whole day and night long. And these will not only be some tips with regard to how to apply perfume. No. This video will go much deeper. I have some secret tips that you might not have heard of about perfume layering, about application, etc. So stay until the end. We will start with the first tip right away. Tip number 1. The fragrance foundation, a clean canvas. Of course, before applying any fragrance, you need to set the base. And the base is first of all a clean skin. That means that you should take a nice fresh shower and use a lightly scented or neutral body wash with that, if you don't want to mess it with your later fragrance. With regard to scented body washes, I will talk about that a little bit later. Also, make sure that you have no odors or smells in your hair or on your clothes that you brought from outside or from somewhere else. Because this is something that we often don't think about. Our hair, especially long hair, and ladies are often wearing their hair open, absorbs fragrances, smells or odors very easily. And the first thing that most people are thinking about with regard to that is cigarette smoke. And yes, of course, cigarette smoke is very easy to set in your hair and in your clothes, and it's horrible. But there are also other smells. For example, when you're going to a restaurant with an open kitchen and they are cooking there and it's near to your table, oftentimes the smell of the food, it's not a bad smell, but if it's sitting in your hair or in your clothes, it's not so nice. Also, when you are somewhere where they are grilling meat, or if you are cooking yourself at home and you have just taken a shower and washed your hair and your skin will adopt this smell. And it doesn't go very well with nice perfume or if you want to smell very irresistibly later on. That's why I would recommend you to get rid of all those smells. To have your fresh clothes that either smells like a nice fragrance or neutral, and to have freshly washed hair that doesn't carry any bad odors from outside. And with that, you will have established a solid foundation for your favorite fragrance. Tip number 2. Hydrated skin. A fragrance or a perfume lasts much longer on hydrated skin. Therefore, after you have taken your shower, you should not only moisturize your face, but also your body and especially the places where you are going to apply perfume or perfume oil. And these are of course the wrists, for example, your neck, behind your ears, but even your whole body. And it will be also good for your skin to apply a lightly scented body lotion to simply moisturize the skin. Because hydrated skin simply holds fragrance longer. And now comes a special tip from me. You can also apply Vaseline on the points where you are going to apply your perfume, where you are going to spray your fragrance. Either Vaseline or a neutral perfume oil. We will come to the scented perfume oils in the next point, but an oily surface or a surface like Vaseline will also make your perfume last longer. You can make the test on your wrist. So put Vaseline, a coat of Vaseline on one wrist, and on the other one don't put anything. And then spray your perfume and see which side will last longer. Normally, the perfume will last longer on the side where you have the Vaseline or oily base. So try that. Number 3, layering. I have talked about layering a little bit in one of my former videos. By the way, I have done a lot of videos about different fragrances, and most of them are rather niche perfumes or high-end fragrances. I will link all of them down below. But with regards to layering, I have a few tips. So, I don't know if you have been to Dubai, but I have been to Dubai once, and there the first thing that I noticed on the streets is that people that were walking in front of me, Arab people, smelled absolutely amazing. So they were projecting a fragrance that I haven't smelled anywhere else, and I couldn't define it. And then I went to different perfume stores, perfume shops, and I asked the employees, what is this fragrance that I'm smelling everywhere, that the people are wearing? And I was trying so many oriental perfumes, but I didn't find this exact fragrance. And then one perfume artist told me, well, the Arab people, they are doing it differently. They are not only using one fragrance. Most of them start with putting a perfumed body oil on top first, and then they layer with their fragrance. Then they also smoke or use incense to smoke their clothes. And I'm referring to bakur, which is an oud that smells. This is very, very precious and very expensive, that they also burn in the houses and on the streets so that it smells nicely. But they also put it in their wardrobes, and then clothes adapt this wonderful fragrance. And of course this all mixes together, and then many people are also mixing 2 or 3 perfumes and they are layering them. So of course this will make a different kind of smell and will project very differently than if you only use one specific perfume. So I have one of these perfume oils that are scented here. This is a pure musk oil. So it's a very, very high quality oil. It's a small amount, but it's extremely precious. And unfortunately, it turned white, or it got somehow a white residue here, and I don't know why, but it didn't affect the fragrance or the fragrance itself. Honestly, I don't know why that happened, because I haven't done anything with the perfume. Maybe one of you perfume lovers knows. If you know, tell me down below in the comments. But so it doesn't look clear anymore, but it still smells very good. And I will show you the consistency of this perfume oil. So this one is from Abdul Samad Al Qurashi. I already have one perfume from this perfume house. So here you can see the consistency. So it is an oil. And what you can do if you have a precious perfume oil like this, you can simply apply that on the spots on your neck or on your wrists where you are going to apply your fragrance. Or if you like it and it's not that intense, you can even apply it over your whole body or your upper body or on your arms, whatever you like. This already has a very nice fragrance by itself, but you can layer it perfectly because it's musk. And there are also other perfume oils that have one specific fragrance, or maybe they are even a blend. They still go nicely with other perfumes. So here I have this perfume oil as an example that you can start with when you are going to layer. As the next step, I'm going to put on the perfume, and here I chose a Khashab-Al Oud's Heritage. That's from the same perfume house as the oil. It's a beautiful oud scent, and I really love it. It's already almost used up. So I will spray this, and I put it here on my neck. I will also put it on my wrists. If I am honest, I would spray it even more. It depends on if you are using another perfume or only this, but I would also give a few sprayers on your clothes from far, or even in the air, so that your hair absorbs a little bit of it. You should be careful with your hair because perfumes also contain alcohol, so they could be drying if you put too much on your hair. Therefore, there are also specific hair perfumes. Some designers do have that, but here I will just spray a little bit in the air so that it simply comes over me, and then I will also spray something like 2 or 3 sprayers on my clothes. Now some people might say, oh my god, that's too much. But you know, I want people to smell me, at least when I'm out. And if I only apply 1 spray or 2, I know that people won't perceive it unless they are like in this space. And honestly, I don't want everyone to come in this space so that near. And of course, you should be careful with regard to when you are in specific situations, when you're in the office and you could annoy people. That's common sense. Of course, then you shouldn't apply too much perfume. But when you are out, when you are shopping, when you are going somewhere and it's an open space or a public or a bigger space, you can spray a little bit more. Only then you will achieve this irresistible effect that you pass by and people will smell you. Otherwise, they won't. And in my case, I know that my skin absorbs the fragrance in a way that it doesn't project very much. So I have to spray a little bit more because on my skin, 1 or 2 sprayers simply fade very, very fast. And now that I have mentioned projection, so how long or how far people can actually smell your fragrance, I have another tip for layering, and this tip is inside of these 2 bottles, or actually those are 2 tips. Of course you don't know what I mean because there is no name on these bottles, but I have done another video about that and I will link that here and down below so that you can watch it afterwards. And it's about Iso-E Super and ambroxan. So those are 2 chemicals that are smelling interesting and very attractive and irresistible on their own. Those are not natural ingredients, those are molecules. These 2 fragrances, if you can call it, because they only consist of 1 molecule, are also known as molecule 1 and molecule 2. As they are rather expensive and the ingredients itself are not that expensive, you can also make them yourself. And this is what I'm explaining in that video that I have linked for you. But with regard to layering, the thing is that you can also try, and it will not work with everyone. It also depends on your body chemistry and also on the fragrance that you are using it with. But you can spray either ambroxan or Iso-E Super on top of your actual fragrance. And this might make it project more. I have tried with several fragrances. With some it worked, with others it didn't. So some fragrances were overpowered by the Iso-E Super or the ambroxan, others were enhanced, and some didn't really change. So the goal here is to enhance the fragrance and to make it project more. Iso-E Super and ambroxan, they smell differently. Ambroxan is rather a musky. It is a little bit similar, or actually not, but it goes in the direction of this perfume oil that I have showed you, which is pure musk. And it goes well with all kinds of sensual perfumes. So feminine, sensual, spicy, oud perfumes, and also floral perfumes. Iso-E Super is a rather fresh and woody scent. Therefore, it goes better with fresh and woody and also floral perfumes. You have to try. Spicy perfumes also go well because it's woody. So these 2, you can mix them yourself. I explained in the video how, or you can just buy the original, molecule 1, molecule 2. Try to mix them with other perfumes. I know some people are wearing, especially Iso-E Super, on their own, and that's totally fine. It also smells nice on its own, especially on men. And ambroxan smells very nice on women on their own, but try to layer it and see what happens. So this is what I would recommend you. you don't have to do it as extremely. You can simply take 2 of those steps or even 3 and just experiment a little bit. I won't go deeper in perfume layering now because that's a philosophy of its own, but I gave you the basic tips. And if you liked this so far, I would be very, very happy about a thumbs up, because this also helps the algorithm to show this video to more people, and I would really appreciate that. I put all my love into these videos and I hope they help you somehow. Now let's go on with the next point, number 4. And this is about matching perfumes with lotions and body washes. So this is something that applies to all of you who prefer or have a favorite designer perfume. Because I have not seen matching lotions and body washes with niche perfumes or very, very expensive perfumes like the Oriental perfumes. That doesn't mean that only because you prefer a designer perfume. I mean the ones that you can usually get in the drugstore or in Sephora, the normal designers. That doesn't mean that these perfumes are bad. There are some very nice and high quality designer perfumes, and if it is the right one for you and it goes well with your body chemistry, this is totally fine. You can also get a matching lotion or a matching body wash or even a matching hair perfume. So I think especially Chanel has a lot of these products. So for example, one of the, which I find very good smelling high quality designer fragrances would be Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel, or even Chanel No. 5, or Dior Blooming Bouquet. Those are fragrances, designer fragrances that I like too. They all have different products with the same fragrance. They have lotions, they have deodorants, they have body washes, and they have even hair perfume. So hair perfume doesn't contain alcohol. That means that you can put it on your hair and it won't dry your hair. So if you have one of these fragrances that is your signature and you love it, you can also make this fragrance project more and make it last longer by using several products from the same line with the same scent. This is another tip for those of you who like the designer perfumes. Number 5, perfume application. So I have already talked about that, but here I will point out some things again. The way you apply perfume can significantly impact its longevity. And as I said, I won't tell you what etiquette is telling you sometimes, although I'm a big fan of etiquette, but with regard to this topic, I have my own philosophy. So I won't tell you to apply your perfume so that only people that kiss you can smell it. No, no, no. This is not why we are wearing perfume. But how should you spritz a perfume? So if you have a nice spraying perfume, in most cases they have sprayers, you should spray the perfume about 6 to 8 inches away from your skin. And you shouldn't spray on the same spot several times. You should rather spray on different spots and on different surfaces. So spray either on your neck and on your wrists and on your clothes or on your hair, because those are different textures and all of this will absorb the fragrance. Because sometimes I see that people are spraying perfume like this. So they are spraying it so near, and I don't know, that doesn't make sense, because the whole effect that this sprayer has goes away. And the effect is to distribute the fragrance molecules on a bigger surface. And especially those high quality niche perfumes or the more expensive ones, they have sprayers that really spray in a very, very huge cloud. So you really see that it's also distributed that the molecules are really, really small and distributed very well. And you should make use of that by holding the perfume a little bit further from you. This way you will get most of it. And if you have a roll-on perfume, and that often happens with perfume oils, of course you have to directly apply it on your skin. What you should never do is spray the perfume, for example, on your wrists and then do like this or like this. I also see that sometimes and it hurts me, really. That's not good. You're basically destroying the fragrance molecules and you're changing the fragrance, and it's not good. So don't do that. The fragrance will develop by itself together with the warmth and temperature of your skin. You don't have to press or rub it. So simply avoid that. What is also known is, of course, to apply the perfume on the pulse points, wrists, here under your ear, and also in your elbows. Those are points that are pulsing, and perfume will often last longer there because there is more heat in these points. But I wouldn't only concentrate on these points. As I said, I would distribute the perfume on a bigger surface and also on different points. Tip number 6, fragrance preservance during the day. So maintaining your fragrance throughout the day requires a little of a strategic approach, as you see, and we have already covered a lot of these points that will help to maintain your fragrance throughout the day. But there are also some additional tips that you might not have thought of that I want to share with you. So my first advice would be to use scented accessories. Spritz a little fragrance on your accessories, such as a scarf or the inside of your coat. Do it in a very careful way, especially if it's an expensive and precious material. Do it from a distance, that's very important, otherwise you might risk stains. But this will make sure that your fragrance will be absorbed and hold longer, because your accessories will simply hold a fragrance longer than your skin. And this way you can maintain the fragrance even longer. Of course, you shouldn't put any oils on accessories. I'm referring to your normal favorite fragrance, perfume that you are using. And tip number 7, travel size magic. I recommend you to carry a travel-sized perfume, or at least a travel-sized version of your favorite perfume in your purse or when you are traveling. A discreet reapplication can work wonders to rejuvenate a fragrance, and especially when you are the type that doesn't project fragrances a lot, or if it's simply a beautiful perfume that you love but it doesn't last that long on your skin, even though you are doing everything right. So reapplying a fragrance before a special occasion throughout the day or before you go out, when you're not going home in between, that will really help. And many designer perfumes, but also many niche perfumes or high-end perfumes have travel sizes. One example is this Baccarat Rouge travel size. So it comes actually like this. It comes in a box with 5 of these travel sizes, and it's Baccarat Rouge 540. And this case is very practical because you can simply close it and it looks nice, and you can, I won't spray it now because I have another one that doesn't go with that. But yeah, this would be an idea. If your favorite perfume doesn't have a travel size, you can simply buy a dispenser, a little one for the purse, and fill a little bit of your favorite fragrance into that. I will link some of my favorite dispensers down below so you can check it out. And if you are carrying a big purse and you are using designer fragrances, they often have small sizes that are not really travel sizes, but the sizes are quite small, like 30 milliliters, for example. And these can also be used as travel-sized perfumes. By applying these tips, you can maintain your amazing and irresistible fragrance throughout the day. And smelling great can make you unforgettable. People will notice and remember you. They might also become emotional whenever they smell a similar or even the same perfume that you have been using, that they connect with you. That's why fragrances are such a powerful tool in seduction and in connection. Because of that, sometimes it is also not bad to use a known perfume, like one of the designer perfumes. That's why I said there is nothing wrong with using a perfume that many people are using if you like that and if it goes well with you. Because with that, chances are higher that people who know you for that signature scent will remember you when they smell it on someone else or somewhere else. This cannot happen as easily with a niche perfume or with a more rare perfume. But that, on the other hand, has the advantage that it will make you smell very individual and very unusual, which is also a big advantage. I personally prefer niche perfumes because they often have very, very high quality ingredients, and although they are much more expensive, for a perfume lover, they are just wonderful. So either way, it is a really good idea to use fragrance in your favor. And I hope you liked that video, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.